have probably run some tests.
Yes,
Oh gosh.
but
Since when do we test things?
yes, you know this is the best way to
Hey.
test it.
You're
Seriously,
you're a
use.
minute early anyhow, so you have a whole minute to test.
Yes,
Testing
actually
in
it's
production is the way ever.
okay. It's live right about now. It's still loading the video, but it should be live. I have the dashboard here. I basically have this. I have my whole desktop here full of computers with.
This is the best way to test it.
With okay, I'm
This is
hearing
the
myself.
best way to test.
Yes,
You're
actually,
Yeah,
minute
okay,
early
I'm just gonna
Oh,
mute the
oh my
Twitch
God.
stream, and I'll just listen
Oh,
to
it's
Teams.
Live, right.
oh god, I'm hearing myself like twice there. Okay, okay. Now all the live streams on the background should be muted, so I won't have any trouble with them anymore. Okay, this is nice, but it's live. At least that's now verified.
Yes, it's got it too. So.
Yes, now we are just going to have to wait a bit for everyone to get around to logging in and getting on the channel. Where is that viewer counter? I seriously have no idea how.
It takes about 5 minutes to show up, right?
Yeah, it usually takes a while, but I'm sort of hoping that if someone happens to stumble upon the live stream, then they would comment or send a message on the chat, so I will know that something is happening. I can also.
Should log into Twitch.
Well, you don't have to because you are here, but if you want to, do chatting, then that might be a good idea. I might
figure
need
it's
some
easier.
more mods, though.
I can help out with mod for a little bit if it gets too busy while I'm awake, at least.
Yeah, let's see how many people are actually going to, chat before we.
I doubt more than 500 people show up.
Well, if even 100 people show up, then we have already broken all our records so far.
Yeah.
So who's Linux with Liam?
Nobody.
He's a mod, so.
Yes, well, yes, that's Liam. He's going to basically look over us, but he's not going to, be active in the chat for obvious reasons. Okay, so the chat is working on my end. That's good. And we have some people I don't at least remember coming in. Hi VD Random.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, god damn it.
We get 7 people, so. Pretty much us.
Yes, basically. And there are like 2 views from me alone. Well,
Oh, well, that's pretty much indeed us, because I'm here too, so.
okay.
That's just pretty much us, so you can just test shit.
Okay, so that's good. We have some prep time before we have to,
Yeah.
be actually official about this. Okay, yeah,
It
5.
was fun the other day. I made a priest in Linux and on WoW, and I called it. Amazingly, the name Linux was available, so I was running around smiting Windows users.
By the power of Linux. Yes.
Yeah, I had all these macros every time I cast a spell to heal someone. I was like, by the power of Linux, I compel you to get rid of Windows.
Nice.
I was having such fun.
That just makes me want to create what's called the Boon Dual Mint.
They were already taken. I was surprised Linux was available, to be honest.
Nice.
I'll have to make a video of it and upload it, I think, because it's just so funny.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay,
I managed to
so
actually get in a random dungeon where a bunch of people were actually running Linux as well, apparently. Most of the people there were running it, apparently.
okay, cool. What is this? Okay, so this is just Twitch. Twitch info. Hi, Kamo. I'm just going to throw this Samsung to the wall if it keeps beeping like this. I might actually turn it off. Basically, all the emails and tweets are going to trigger a beep of some sort, so I'm just going to turn it off completely.
Maybe
Also,
see that you're-
Can you hear us now?
others are hard to hear. Okay, I'm just going to bump up the volume a bit, so it's now at 85%. Can you say something right now so we can test this?
Okay, how's that? Can you hear us?
Because this balancing thing is really difficult. Because I have to basically do all of this stuff on Pavu control.
Oh, I use that thing so often.
Yeah, it's basically
It's
the
so
best
handy,
thing.
but so annoying.
Yeah. Okay, so it's much
Good sounds
better. Okay, so it's important that basically everyone can be heard properly. It's not just me, doing all the stuff in here. Okay, so we have 12 people in here right now, so we have at least a couple of people from the outside world. Host the IRC, I might as well check it right now. Nothing's happening. So we are
quiet.
Yeah, everything is quiet. Basically, we are going to Ubisoft stock. I have no idea how that even relates to this. Well, okay.
Yeah, what's Ubisoft anyway?
Yeah, well, exactly. Uh-huh.
That's what they get for not supporting Linux.
Oh, yeah, that's totally it. I think, Watch Dogs having gimped graphics might have something to do with this, and, recently they talked about 60 frames per second not being so important. Basically, they can't...
Oh, it's just a number.
Yeah, it's just a number, and 30 frames per second is more cinematic anyway, so it's a lot better. Actually...
Yeah, but some people are saying that's going to have issues with the Oculus Rift and the virtual reality.
It is. It definitely is.
Sticks Abuser, we are actually not going to play anything today, really, because we have, just side business to talk about today. I'm sure many of you have already heard about this stuff, and I'm sure that many of you came here
joined your channel
by the article, hopefully. It would be, kinda awkward if nobody here knew what we are talking about.
Oh, it's quite possible. The article was published Wednesday or Tuesday.
Yes,
It's not Friday, so
yeah, and that's why I'm still waiting for more people to come here. I might as well check the tweet deck right now to see if anyone has reacted. Well, there have been
12 articles since that one was published, so it's
yeah,
probably not really good, really well viewed.
yeah, maybe I should pop up an article on GOL just if someone
Put their questions in the comments.
yeah.
Maybe just to remind them about the stream.
Oh, Sticks Abuser, you're here for the first time. Do you have any sort of idea what we do here? Are you a part of the GOL community? That's basically what I'm asking. Okay, so
That's
Sobgus
what we
is
do.
eating.
Don't worry too much. We don't know what we do much either, so don't be too worried.
Yes, exactly.
A bit of everything.
It may be an idea in future to create a re-listenable podcast rather than a stream. That might be a thing. Let's.
I think you can usually just make Twitch record the streams or something. I think.
It's already
probably later, I
recording. We can basically everything we say here is being recorded and can be accessed by the NSA and me later on. And
Yeah,
suddenly everyone is
we can
quiet.
do recording as well, so.
Yeah, but yeah, it's getting recorded, and I will probably pop up the thing on YouTube afterwards. But I'm going to write that quick article right now because otherwise I'm going to forget. I have that. Yes, that's a good article tagline image, and the categories are going to be editorial. Live streaming right now. Well, discussing GOL's current situation and
And watch out, Sobras. You're being
Future
recorded.
plans. Everything is getting recorded.
No, the chat ain't.
It's okay, just don't say your password out loud and you'll be fine.
Yeah, if you need a backup of your password, just put it in IRC or just speak it out loud. NRC will record it.
Okay, so Sticks Abuser, what games and what distro do you run?
Our current plans. I'm too slow to type this thing.
Now that people ask questions about what the hell we are talking about, I think it would be a great idea to put a link in the chat, or better yet, in the description of the channel.
Yeah, probably.
I'll link in the chat first.
Okay, good. This is going to be one short article, truly. Oh yes.
Just a little bit of free time.
Podcast? What's that about?
I'm probably going to copy and paste the TS URL at some point as well, so we can get possible people from the chat over here. I'm not sure when we are going to do that, but it might be a good idea to do that at some point as well.
Oh, chill, this isn't unlimited. Alright, 20 people. Sorry.
20 people already. Nice.
No, 20 people max for this server.
For the... oh yeah,
You
for
saw
the
TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
No.
what we are going to do then is that we are probably going to have people here for a limited amount of time, and if it gets too full and we need new people, then we are just going to use the ban hammer.
Kick them out and
Yeah.
get people in.
Yeah. Though I'm not sure if I have the permissions to do that. Basically, I'm just a channel admin at the moment. So I have no idea what powers I can actually use on
I think it's
TeamSpeak.
enough to kick people out. Like, hello, you have 10 seconds to speak. Thank you very much. Go away.
That, yeah. Probably. Are going...
Ohio's a little bit of a trip for me, otherwise I'd consider it Sticks. I live in Australia and it's 1:15 in the morning here, so yeah.
And then I'm just going to embed the... How did I do that again? It's
1 in the morning for you?
Yeah.
Oh. That's refreshing.
Not really.
Wait, is it 1 in the morning on a Friday?
No, Saturday.
No. Then it's not too bad, I guess.
Well, yeah, but I've been up all day for work. I'm the only person at work this week.
Yeah, those days suck. And again, I'm probably going to go to bed at 4 today. So,
AM, PM?
AM. That's another 10 hours or so from now.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while, but And I was the only person on at work this whole week, so my desk phone wakes me up because I've got a spare phone at my office at home. I've been just crashing on the couch there because I've been too tired. So the blaring ring of my work phone wakes me up at 8:30 as soon as someone decides to call.
I would not even. No.
Oh, it's only for a little while. I'm supporting Windows servers and stuff, and it's only for 3 more weeks. And I moved to a Linux hosting company.
Okay, so
Yay.
the article is now live. I'm not going to tweet about it because I already sent out a tweet about the live stream directly, though maybe we could squeeze a couple of cents from the ad rev.
That's revenue.
So
we're gonna talk about the future of
whoever has
GOL,
access to
and
Facebook.
first this little ad.
Yes.
Assigned.
Have
Can
tons
have
of ads. Yes, all of the
More
ads.
ads.
We need to have
yeah, it
money
can be a little
here.
iffy to get working, Linux.
Oh.
Liam.
Your
Actually,
channel was edited.
Okay, someone is
Actually-
editing our. Oh yeah, I'm getting
Raven.
promotions. Okay, nice. Raven is here.
to be
Awesome.
honest, Liam's article about living probably made more money than the other 12 articles from last week. Looking at the stats.
Yeah, it's possible that something like that happened. It's
I
yeah,
think got
User
like
joined your channel.
8,000 views.
yeah. The next thing I'm
Yeah.
going to say is a complete joke, and I'm not being serious, but maybe this was a plan to get more ad revenue. Now, I was lying. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
Liam is actually... Well, he's not technically leaving. He is basically just not going to write any articles anymore. As far as I can basically say. But what he's going to do is he's still going to be with us by basically maintaining the server software, basically the whole website thingy, because that's all. Basically, it's custom software, so it's not real complete suite of something like what are those blogging.
It's not WordPress or Ghost.
Yeah,
or
it's not anything
any of
like that.
sorts.
It's basically it's
Everything's made by Liam.
yeah, everything is made by Liam basically, and
As far as I know, it's a Ruby on Rails application.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
it's
Well,
basically
certainly not.
if
I
it's
don't know where I
PHP.
got that idea from, but I thought it was.
The
so.
entire thing is PHP using very weird stuff to make it run well.
Yeah,
We
Good.
probably shouldn't go into too much detail on how it's made anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's not.
I've had to do very
Let-
weird things to make it run.
I haven't even looked at the thing, but I have
don't want
I have done enough testing with Liam to know that it's not the. Well, it sometimes needs to be hacked a bit. But yeah. Luckily, Liam is going to be with us by maintaining it, so that we don't have to learn all the code base, and he's also going to do some private relation stuff. Basically, he's going to still be contacting the developers of various games, and he's going to basically keep in touch with the devs we already know, so we still have access to basically info that is NDA'd. So we might get our hands on stuff that you can't see for maybe 20 years, 2 weeks or so. We might have some advantage with that. And he's also going to help us organize all the stuff, but for the time being I'm basically the public relations dude, and I'm also going to take care of most of the moderation, I think, and some organization things. So I'm no longer just a video dude like I initially hoped I would simply be, that video dude guy who gets some NDA information but doesn't do anything with it and just reviews video games. But it seems that I will be doing more stuff than that for now. And naturally, we already, if you read the article, then you already know what my big plan is. So basically we are going to turn GOL into a community effort. So we are just going to focus on volunteers writing for us and stuff like that. Of course, this raises the question where how the Patreon money is going to be spent and who is going to get it, but I'm sure we can sort that thing out sooner rather than later. But yeah, so it has definitely been an interesting week. I can probably say quite truthfully that when I I was at school when I read the tweets, and when I was also at school, basically, the school I had almost ended when I read the article, and I was quite shocked. Seriously, it's not really. I've been here for a while now, and it has become a home for me. Basically, I'm sort of well, I guess you could say I'm kind of shy with all the internet communities. I'm really slow to integrate with other communities, and basically GOL became this one thing that I mainly focused on. So that's why I'm basically desperately trying to keep this thing alive, because if GOL falls, then I have to basically start from scratch, because I'm too slow to integrate with other communities, and so far I haven't seen any other community I would rather be part of here in the Linux sphere. So I'd probably end up creating my own if I had to leave GOL. But so far, it's not just doom and gloom. We are getting tons of user submissions, so the article situation looks good. So we have that going, and we still have some things that we need to sort out with Liam. So, for example, all that Patreon stuff needs to be sorted out. But I still think it's fair to give Liam a fair chunk of the money, because I basically only thing I need are the Steam keys, and for that we can probably just contact the devs and they can hand them out to me. So I basically my current working routine requires no income
User joined
for
your
now.
channel.
Oh, we have Liam here. Interesting. Yeah, you can.
He did say he was going to join.
Yeah, well, but he also said to me that he's just going to observe mostly. That's why I was
We'll see.
kinda. Well, yeah, we're going to see what happens, because we are gaining new viewers by the minute, it seems. We have 30 at the moment. I was
Maybe it
expecting
would be
more,
a good
but
time to see if anyone has a question.
yeah, if you have questions, please go ahead and ask away, because that's basically why we are here. I don't have any plan for this live stream. I have no schedules. I have basically cleared my schedule for the next 1.5 hours, just to answer any questions and suggestions that you might have. So if you have any of that, then go ahead and just
Put-
make the chat
Just put them in the
explode.
chat, tweet them to us. Doesn't matter. Get them in.
Yeah, and we are probably going to, if I might have answers to you directly, but if I don't, then we are probably going to discuss it here with you, and maybe we will find some sort of a common ground in that subject. So maybe we can also make some changes happen
User left
while
your
we
channel.
are, here in the live stream. And Liam,
User left your channel.
yep, Liam just went,
Doesn't matter. We'll see.
and
He'll
Imperial
come back
also.
when he is ready.
Yeah, maybe they
your
have.
channel was edited.
Our channel is getting edited quite heavily. I still don't know what is actually happening, because maybe I should read the. Yeah, it just says that Raven edited our channel.
User left your channel.
Okay, people are
keep
moving.
leaving.
Yeah, people are moving to the chat channel. Interesting.
I think
Yeah, they
they're
probably wanna
solving
chat
some
privately.
technical issues.
Like
Yeah,
getting on microphones and stuff.
Yeah, probably. That's probably best if they do that in the other channel, so that we won't,
Because setting up microphones and sound systems is bitchy.
Yeah, we are doing this stuff on Linux, and it's not pretty. Yeah, it's just
it's the challenge. The challenge that drives us.
yes, it's the challenge, of
Yeah,
course.
I'm still a bit sad that neither TeamSpeak nor Mumble support Jack, really.
We got a question. So, how does the article submission thing work now that GOL is community based? When someone submits an article, is it reviewed for accuracy biases before getting accepted? Yes. We still have our crew of editors, official editors, and we are basically going to handle all the submissions before they even land on the website. So, when you submit something, when you submit an article, it first enters the review queue, and basically there one or more editors can preview the article, make changes, and accept or reject the article depending on the content it has. We receive some spam articles every month. Usually they are about they are medicine stuff and religious stuff and stuff like that. Basically stuff that is
User
not
joined
even
your channel.
it's not
User
even related
joined
to
your
the
channel.
topic. And
It's the bots.
yeah, and that's
If you've
basically
been into any forum on the internet, you'll probably know what we're talking about.
yes. But yeah, we of course take care
Hello.
that the hi, Liam is here. Nice.
Woohoo!
So yes, you can also join in on the conversation if you want to do so. But if you do that, then there might be a couple of questions directed at you. I'm just warning
Okay,
you.
well,
But
I'll open up the floor if anyone has any questions to me directly. Then.
okay, but yeah, so the submission stuff, it's still going to be basically handled by the editors, so that there won't be any junk on GOL. It's going to be just it's going to be everything is basically going to be it's going to be verified that the information provided is accurate, and that there is no hate speech or anything like that in the article. So all that stuff is no. And so far it looks good. We have received good articles with proper content, good opinions, and so far there haven't been too many spam articles that we have to, simply reject immediately. So it looks good for the moment. Of course, we need to do some stuff to keep the news basically coming in regularly, because the pace is the one thing that is going to suffer. We even if we have like 20 to 30 volunteer writers, in addition to the editors that we currently have and the contributing editors, we are still probably going to we are not going to be as fast as Liam was. That's simply a fact. Personally, I still have school, so I can't even, I can't simply sacrifice so much time to do that. And it's difficult, especially for me now that I am, well, I hate to say that I'm in control, because who's in control anyway? Basically, I'm just going to handle all the public relations stuff, I'm going to basically take the hit if someone, criticizes the website or anything like that. Basically, I'm the guy who is going to handle all that. And I'm also going to handle the GOL cast and write an occasional article. I can probably...
User joined your channel.
Oh yes, welcome. Who is it this time? Is it Subclass, or who was it that joined us?
Yeah, with some
Yes. But yes, so I'm going to try my best to submit some articles per week, But once again, I'm sort of busy, so it's not the best moment for, doing this stuff. But we are going to see how this works out. Hopefully it does. Because I seriously I don't want to lose this place. If GOL, if GOL doesn't work like this, if the community approach doesn't work, and we are just going to have to basically abandon the idea of spreading news, then I'm just going to probably, what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to scale it down, and maybe make it something like a, if it comes down to that, maybe I will direct it to become more like a forum for newbie gamers and basically all Linux gamers. But hopefully we won't have to do that. I already had plans, like if everyone basically gives up and the whole community approach doesn't work, then what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to probably fork this whole thing into basically a YouTube channel, because that's the thing I do best. But so far it looks good. This is all going to sound so very bad now that I say it, but I would like to remind you that currently we are doing okay. Nothing bad is happening.
Ooh, not at all.
Well, the worst thing that happened during the past couple of days was when the review queue had some odd issue with the basically the timestamps of the submitted articles. Basically, it said that all of the articles were from 1970s, and I still have
been fixed by now.
Yeah, hopefully. I still don't have any idea how that happened, but that's basically the worst thing that has happened so far. There's a question. I noticed that just now. So how are you guys going to try to avoid burnout because of harassment or just being too busy? Well, I have no idea how the busy part is going to work, but I'm fairly sure that I can take the harassment. I've been harassed on YouTube quite heavily, and I have sort of... Well, yeah, who hasn't, really? But
I mean, it's YouTube you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I have received tons and tons of messages that basically were just meant to, make me furious, make me quit. So I can probably handle it. And if someone other than me is getting harassed, then I'm just going to simply tell them to stop and direct their hate at me, because I'm basically taking responsibility at this from this point on. So if someone has something to say against any of the people on this website, then just come at me. Come at me, bro. I can take it.
I have a question. Does look change of the website still going to happen?
Sorry, what? Yes.
Change of the look of the website.
Oh yeah, the new theme.
Yes, that's still planned.
Yeah. This is Liam. I'm currently talking with a designer at the moment. He's sent over a design. I've been giving him some feedback on it. It's looking really good at the moment. I'm just waiting for his next iteration on it.
Yeah, it looks good. I have also seen the design myself, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So it's just covered in gifs of penguins?
Yes, yes, that and all of the internet memes. Basically, it has troll faces all over it, so it's meant to be this firewall against trolls. Basically, it's going to look like 4chan, and that should hopefully deter anyone from even entering the website unless they really know what they're doing. No, I'm just kidding, but it's looking good. And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We still have Liam handling the website stuff, so that falls on basically Liam to do for now. But it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not writing articles, but obviously I am the owner of the website still, so I'll still make sure everything runs smoothly. Still doing the coding, talking to developers, sorting out the new design, any new features, things like that will still go through me.
And I have a message from the IRC. I wasn't expecting people to fire away questions there, but I will address this because, well, why the hell wouldn't I? But yes, Dr. McCoy suggested that we'd collaborate with freegamer.blogspot.de, forum.freegamedev.net, and stuff like that. I haven't looked at these websites yet, so I have no idea what they are all about, but he said that these are about playing free games. I assume Libre games of some sort. But yes,
Yeah,
oh
free
yes,
open source games.
yeah,
Completely
floss
free, completely
games.
developed for free and all the source code available. Yeah.
We might.
Okay, well what I can do is I can reach out to them and see if they wanna pop on any articles on Gaming on Linux then.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's crossbow sort of way.
yeah, and
Interesting.
these articles aren't too, they are quite recent, so these things are still active. I was also talking with Cheeseness about collaboration with Steamlog, and we had this idea that we would have something like the Steamlog calendar of some sort that would have all the Steamlog events, and maybe we could integrate with them a bit, and maybe if we work together, then our website will have even more value. Sadly, Cheeseness won't be here because, well, he is also living in Australia, and it's apparently dark in there right now.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
the East Coast, so he's 3 hours ahead of me, so it's 4:30.
Yeah,
Yeah, he lives in the future.
nice. But yeah, we should really consider doing something with these free gamer and free game dev guys, if they are willing, of course.
Okay, well I'll shoot off an email to the Free Gamer guys now then.
Yeah, that's probably the first place where we should go, because I'm not sure
Yeah,
how the free
yeah.
game dev thing works, but of course we have our share of basically game developer friends and people who are game developers and who read our articles. For example, the Asper guys, they are seriously our friends right now. But
They are epic.
they are awesome. They are awesome. Simply awesome.
I'm also
Looks
going to
like
try
the-
and write some
looks like the
news on
free
things
game.
I find at PAX.
Okay, so we have a new guy over here. I'm sorry if I haven't addressed you if you have been commenting. I have basically just been looking for question marks in the comments. So if you want me to notice you, then have those somewhere in the comment. That's a good thing. But yeah, hi Calistophilis. I'm hoping I pronounce your name correctly, or at least somewhat correctly. I could of course use my Finnish pronunciation, but if I do that, then it's gonna sound really funny.
I've been meaning to ask, since I've joined Gaming on Linux not too long ago, maybe a few months back.
Yes?
So far, I've seen mostly news and reviews on the blog. Is there any kind of a list of what kind of articles do you look for? Like, I don't know, gaming hardware related stuff, or like guides how to configure, I don't know, streaming, for example. Maybe guides for the games that have been released for Linux, or like tips, just small tips for the games, suggestions, ideas, stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. We accept pretty much anything. You can write articles for us anytime. So any guides, like anything you just mentioned there, all sounded pretty good. What we generally do is we take people on as editors once they submit a couple articles to us, just so that we can see what your content's like before we bump you up.
Yeah, we can. it would be a good time to mention that Segara Sanshiro, our new friend, he was recently, well, I'm not sure if he was bumped to the editor status yet, but he has the chance right now, and that's because he wrote different sorts of articles. If you've been reading the blog basically recently, then you might have seen he's currently doing the monthly survey thing, and he also does that basically Linux games by countries thing, the GOL World Tour or something like that. So those were so different from the other articles that we receive. Usually when we receive user submitted content, it's usually game X has been released, game X has new version out, or something like that. But his articles were simply different. They were so different, and they were also very, very detailed, and they just felt so great. So that's why he was basically bumped to the contributing editor, and now he's getting promotion to the full editor. But yeah, yes, Dr. McCoy, you could totally write some ScumVM or Xorios articles if you want to do that. I think if we cover, this sort of alternative gaming thing like ScumVM or even DOSBox, then that might also add some variety to the whole thing. But currently the most important thing for us is probably reporting news before anyone else does that. And that's simply because I'm a very competitive person. Not really, but you get the idea. Oh, hi Mont. You can also join the TeamSpeak if you want to. Maybe I should copy paste the link there at some point.
I probably wouldn't put it in the public Twitch chat, to be honest.
Yeah, it might cause some problems. We still don't know what sort of people are lurking in there. I'm sort of expecting
well,
some.
so far it's been good.
Yeah,
we haven't had a single troll.
Yeah, it looks good, and seriously, I don't think there are that many trolls. They are simply a vocal minority, very vocal minority, or people that are basically just who cares about this stuff. I don't. Those are basically the three categories of people that we have. We have, those. We have a lot of those people who really support us right now, and then we have the trolls, and then we have people who don't care. And we can't really blame them. Yeah, the darkest corner of Twitch chat. Actually, GamingOnLinux has quite... We have never had trouble with the Twitch chat, to be honest. And neither we have had trouble with the IRC. There have been a couple of... there have been some of those elitists, but that's basically it. Yes, GOL definitely needs to exist. Oh, you posted that
for 5 years. It will for another 5.
At least,
yeah,
if it's up to me.
It's a local IP.
No, it's actually not a local. It's 198.
I misread.
Yeah.
Yeah. The link I've just put in the Twitch chat is the current version. I have sent feedback to the designer since then. One of the main issues that people brought up before was the immense amount of padding, like everywhere, that Bootstrap uses. So I've sent that back to him to see if he can reduce the padding on most areas. But I love the top of it where it shows featured article with a big background of the game, rather than having a rotating carousel. I think that looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true that there have been some awful comments on the website, but that's probably just because that's the most visible part of the website. The IRC isn't really... It's basically public information, and you can really easily know where the IRC is and how to access it. But I think the trolls are not quite as smart yet. Basically nobody.
No, so far we've had only 2 trolls.
Yeah, and seriously, how many times have we actually swung the ban hammer? Like twice. And the
Yeah.
IRC has been around for how long? Like a year?
I don't know, 11 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's at least a year. The IRC's been around.
When
can
I-
check that, actually.
When I started using the IRC, there were like 20 people.
There were like 4 when I joined.
Well, you were there first because when I started using the IRC, I had been reading the articles for like 3 weeks.
April 1st, 2013. 1 year and 20 some weeks.
It was quite funny actually when I started doing the whole GOL cast thing. I basically hung around on the IRC for maybe like 2 weeks, and when Liam had this grand idea of making YouTube videos, and then he just noticed that the making videos on YouTube with Linux is basically a nightmare. So basically I felt sad for him at that point, because I really want to support everyone doing multimedia content on Linux, because that's the one thing that everyone says you can't do, or at least said. Now that we have OBS, basically everyone is saying you can kind of do that. But but yeah, back
It's a game
then,
changer.
yeah, back then it was basically, yeah, you can edit some home videos on it, but yeah, you can't record game footage at all, and
Well-
you can't post it anywhere, and it's low quality and stuff like that. So I wanted to change that, and that's why my personal channel came to existence, because I simply didn't like the idea that that's impossible.
Well, I think things like Simple Screen Recorder have completely changed it for us. But not just that, I mean, you got OBS Studio now as well.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 biggest things that we have basically that came to existence during the, well, actually SSR has been around for quite a while. I'm not sure how old that project is, but it's like 2 years more.
Yeah, it's old, but it's always been buggy.
Yeah,
It
it
only
was.
worked half the time.
Yeah, it was really buggy, but then he fixed stuff and now it works always.
Well, with Simple Screen Recorder, for me, it's still the only program that will sync the audio and video together. I don't know what bloody magic it does, but it is. It works.
Yeah, I've
It does magic.
I've been trying to read the source code for that, because some of you might, well, you already know about this stuff, but even some of the people on the Twitch chat might know that I have also been working on a project of my own. I basically wrote it's probably one of the earliest Linux apps that was designed to simply live stream to Twitch and to other places like Hitbox. But it was basically one of the first programs designed to do that with GUI. Of course, people had been doing it with pure FFmpeg for God knows how long. Maybe like, I think, funny thing is, I learned for all this stuff from certain people on the internet that we won't mention in this live stream. But they had been doing it for possibly like maybe a couple of months, and then I decided that using those scripts is just too hard. Oh yes, and there's also Screen Studio. That's basically a better version of my thing. I wrote the Cast Awesome software, and now that's basically discontinued because I won't be able to fix all those audio issues. I'm rambling a lot. I just noticed. I'm basically going from one topic to another. I'm doing the whole personal live stream thing where I basically talk endlessly about stuff and people listen. I'm sorry. I'm going really off topic.
At least the stream does not go silent.
Yeah, that's well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been always basically taught that when you make videos or when you live stream, you just can't stop talking.
No. No.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay,
So
so
we've
there.
just seen something from the Aspect guys about CivB, where we asked them for an update. Someone asked them for an update on Civilization Beyond Earth, if it was going to be out same day or any sort of ETA. And at the moment they're still saying no comment, but they have confirmed they're at least working on it, which is good because they said that after Borderlands, it's their next thing.
yeah,
I'm reading
the
here.
new Civilization is not a same-day release for Linux. It is going to be afterwards because obviously they've been working so hard on Borderlands.
Yeah, and you know, they did the whole thing where basically, I guess one studio is doing the main version, let's say, and Asper is doing the Linux version. So they have to wait, I guess, a bit for the main game studio to finish up what they are doing before they can really push the Linux version out the door.
It
Well,
would have been really
don't-
nice of them to say at least the scale of the time between the Windows release and multi-platform release.
Well,
maybe they
sometimes they
can't,
just won't know.
Maybe they just don't know. If it's two, if it's two different studios working on it, one might work faster than the other one.
Yeah,
It's not just that. I mean, they've also got Q&A to go through with the actual publisher as well. And obviously,
Well-
the publisher being 2K, they're going to focus mainly on Q&A for the Windows version. We're just
Well,
really
I've
lucky
said,
that they've done it for the pre-sequel.
as I've said, I'm talking about scale, yeah, like months, years, that kind of stuff, really.
Yeah, they probably just don't want to come out and say, yeah, it's gonna take 2 months, and then like, oh no,
sorry,
it's gonna
yeah,
take 3
it would be horrible if they said like, okay, yeah, it's gonna happen on that day, and then when that day comes, they have to say that, oh, sorry, we can't actually, we are going to miss the deadline. We still have this and that and those things to do still, and it's just going to bring bad publicity, I think. So they are probably going to
Well,
just avoid
okay.
that for now. But it's Asper. We
Remember-
know they are going to ship, and they are going to ship it good.
Remember that Windows people are gonna cry foul when you postpone a game. Think about how the Linux minority is gonna cry when you postpone one of their beloved games. Yeah,
I've just
the internet is
noticed that Asper is saying they're going to do an AMA sometime really soon on Reddit.
so you may find the answer then.
Yeah, but we are probably going to send some questions their way when that happens. But yeah, yeah, Asper is just, they are just awesome.
Yeah, I'm still talking to Aspen Media at the moment through email, so nobody really needs to worry about that.
Yeah, we are probably going to get the info when there is any info for anyone.
Yeah.
I don't think we're worried, Liam. We're all just really excited waiting for that games.
Yeah. Man. Civilization games,
Yeah,
they are just too
well-
much fun.
When the pre-sequel's out, I'm sure Samzai will bring up some sort of live stream. We'll probably do what we did last time, if you're okay with that, Samzai, and sort of invite live stream viewers in to play with us.
Yeah, of course. We are probably going to do that, and I think we are probably... I might be scrapping my personal live stream completely and focus on weekly GOL live streams, because my personal channel is not doing too good at the moment. I've been receiving tons of subscription bots. Basically, my subscriber count is being inflated artificially, and my live streams they have like 5 people in them in addition to me. So my personal channel is not doing too good. I'm probably going to continue that side project for a while, just because I still have tons of work to do there, but I might be scrapping the personal live streams and replacing them with GOL live streams, because we get so many views here and so many more people here are interested in what we do than in the personal live stream.
You can always host the GLL live stream on your own channel.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm probably gonna do, and I'm probably just going to inform this thing during the maybe in a couple of weeks, But yes, now that I know you are Estonian, I can probably say Kallestofeles, and I am going to quickly find my own YouTube channel somewhere. But yeah. So what we talked about? What? I have a really bad short-term memory. I basically talk about something and then I forget what I said.
So you're a YouTuber.
Yes.
They all have short-term memory problems.
Yeah,
That's why they
that's
record, so they can remember what they were talking about.
yeah, that's the reason why we record. Otherwise, we would, that's why we basically we do the whole let's play thing. It's not because we want to share gameplay with other people. It's just because we play through games and then we forget what we actually played and how the game was. So we record that and then we basically rewatch the whole thing afterwards. So we have some idea what we actually played. But yes. And now that's my personal channel. It's in Finnish,
How would,
so
How would people feel about a Gaming on Linux podcast, maybe like once a week or something?
Well, one of the things I have personally missed a lot, and it's not podcast per se. I don't actually listen to that many podcasts, but I don't know how many of you know it. A while back, Jordan Keys did a video series called This Week in Linux.
Oh yeah,
I
that
really
thing.
loved that.
Yeah, I loved that thing to
I
bits.
really loved that.
Yeah, This Week in Linux was just awesome. Sadly, it basically went and gone. Now the dude is basically
Yeah.
focusing on XDA, and that's basically just Android stuff. Basically, nobody cares about that anymore. But
You guys care.
yeah, only the yeah.
I'd be
Like,
glad
he
to
does an awesome
participate.
job, but
Oh
not
yeah,
Linux stuff.
yeah. That's a good point, though. If we did a podcast, then we would be directly competing with the people we don't want to talk about on this live stream.
Indeed, that's kind of why I brought it up.
But,
It's like, I love that show, but I don't listen to the other ones.
Yeah. So, there are two things that might happen if we did that. And one thing is that we would drive the people that we don't want to mention in this live stream out of business, or we are simply going to get some hate from them, or both.
I think we're
Well-
going to get hate from them anyway.
True. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
GOL
no matter
podcast
what
is
I
a
do,
thing.
No matter what I do, I mean, they're never gonna like me. Let's face it. So I think it's time to just get over it and move on from that. Really.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Oh, interesting.
So,
I'm actually. There are people coming in from my personal channel. Hi, Arpeare. Awesome. Yeah,
'Cause
I.
at the moment, at the end of every week, well, when I remember anyway, you might see it on the Gaming on Linux website. I do the weekly overview, but maybe we could just turn that into a podcast at the end of each week.
Yeah,
Would be an
but
idea. It would be now.
it's a good idea, but there are some limiting factors, and one of those being my ability to basically push that many things out the door. So either it's someone else is going to have to take care of it, basically mostly, or we should. One thing we could, of course, do is we could integrate that thing to the. If I do the weekly live stream thing, then we could possibly do it that way. That we basically have this live stream, which would double as a podcast of some sort, and it would include us talking about things that are happening in the Linux sphere, and it might also include us playing some games.
What an idea could be, I don't watch, as I said, I don't listen to any of the other guys. I don't listen to Jupiter Broadcasting or those guys who don't talk about it. I don't listen to anything. But what I did saw is their shows going for 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you do a 12-minute segment or 10-minute segment for this? This was the news. 10 minutes, no more.
Yeah, that sounds good. that should be quite easy to do as well.
Like,
I mean,
that
it
should only
doesn't
take like 20 minutes to
necessarily-
make.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be stuff that we've included on the website itself. I mean, we can talk about lots of little games that we haven't had time to mention, because obviously, like you said, it could only be like a 10-minute quick section.
But
Like,
then
just to get
one
you
thing,
catched up, you missed something.
I'd like to also mention that if we are going to do this, small form factor thing where we have just like a 20-minute session, then one bad thing that is going to happen is that basically it becomes an abomination, because it's not really a podcast because it's too short, and if we make it that short, then we have to be really organized about the things we basically talk about, because we only have that small amount of time to actually talk about the things that we want to talk about. So
Yeah, the real problem with this format is, as you have said, most podcasts are fairly long because of that reason. Exactly, it is really hard to do a short format without prior preparation.
yeah,
And it is
and
going to be very, very challenging to do these short bursts of information.
yeah, that's
Oh,
basically the thing is, if you have a short thing, that doesn't necessarily mean that it requires less work. If we can, let's take the This Week in Linux thing, for
I think
example.
Camo
It-
Celtic just suggested something that sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah, if we let's take This Week in Linux as an example. It's a really short, or was it's not being produced anymore, but it was a really short thing, and my phone is dying. Okay, go away. But yeah, but it's gonna take. That thing is gonna take a lot of preparation, because you need to, you only have that limited amount of time, so you need to condense the information into short bits and or edit the stuff. And if we do a lot of editing, that requires a lot of rendering, and yeah, it's basically doing these long shows that are like, let's say 40 minutes or 1 hour. Those are really easy to do because you have plenty of time to ramble about things. So in my opinion, if you do it basically if you spend more time producing content and less time editing it down, and or limiting the things you are going to talk about, then that's going to be easier. That's why the GOL casts have become huge. They are like 30 minutes per GOL cast, because I simply can't condense the information enough or edit it, because I don't want to edit that stuff, because it would make the whole thing, I think it would make the whole thing less truthful if I edited a bunch of stuff out. But yeah,
Okay, well, what I'll do then is I'll probably still keep the end of the week review stuff then. But what I will do is I'll set it so it's not submitted as me, because at the moment it's basically a script that I writ that gathers all the last week's news together and puts it in an article. So I'll adjust it so it's under, say, a guest rather than me when it's actually submitted to the site then.
yeah, that's a good thing probably to do.
We would just make it so it was posted by Gaming on Linux.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That way, I don't get any emails from it or any hassle, and yeah, I mean that should work.
But yeah, we need to think about things like this podcasting and the weekly live stream thing in further detail later on, because I really want to do either one of those things, and possibly even both. But we really need to think about our schedules and the amount of work that we are willing to put into this thing, because we haven't done any podcasts, and our only multimedia thing so far has been basically these live streams and the videos that we have posted on YouTube. So
yeah, okay, I think probably it's best to scrap the podcast idea then. I mean, live streams we're already doing anyway, so I think we should just stick with that, but maybe just be a bit more frequent with the live streams.
Yeah, we can probably make this a weekly thing. I have already basically all of my weeks have this 2-hour period on Friday that I have basically reserved for live streaming. And if I basically cut out the personal live stream stuff and replace that stuff with GOL live streams, then I won't be using any more time than I normally would. So it's completely doable. And it wouldn't be too hard to actually do that stuff. Of course, if we want to have more people in here, then we of course need to organize a bit, because I'm not sure, time zones and stuff. But if we just have, random people in here from the IRC, for example, then it's probably going to work just fine.
Depending on how many people it is, because it's really hard to maintain a conversation when you have more than 5 or 6 people, really.
Yeah, of course we need
It's
to
hard
limit
to
it.
keep track when there's more people than that.
Yeah, it should be like maybe 3 or 4 people at most. That way the viewers have, they have an idea of who is talking, and it doesn't become this huge mess where basically everyone is talking over everyone, and yeah, that's not fun.
And nobody knows who's talking right now.
Wow,
I
I
doubt
think
anybody knows who I am.
yeah, it's quite possible.
It's Santa Claus. I'll let you in the secret. That person talking right now is Santa Claus.
I'm fairly sure it's fairly easy to tell us from each other by our accents.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, we have a lot of different nationalities in this live stream. We have the Finns, we have the Australians, we have the Brits. One's a German, I think.
Who? Me? No, I'm
You.
Russian.
You.
Russian. Oh yeah. I'm completely mistaking you for another guy. I have trouble keeping up with all this stuff anyway. Who was this Russian that I'm talking about? Now I'm really. Oh yeah, that's Varak. Yeah, that's the German guy. But yeah, I have a recognizable voice because, well, I have this weird accent.
Okay, we have a comment on the article from goal supporter Flesk. Just checking in to make sure that you'll be updating the article with a summary later.
So basically we are going to summarize the things that we have decided here. Yeah, I can do that. It shouldn't be too hard because so far we haven't really made any decisions. I have basically just cleared up the situation, and everyone knows what the situation is.
Well, I've already updated the weekly and monthly review posts to be posted under a GamingOnLinux user.
Okay.
So we've accomplished something.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, there are actually people. Some say sounds like a bottle of Koskenkorva. How full? How is that? I have no idea how that even relates to anything. Koskenkorva is basically a
They're talking
vodka.
identifying voices.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if he's saying that I sound like I'm drunk, because that would be one explanation, but I don't understand how I would sound like I'm drunk.
Well, I can get drunk if people need it.
I can't. I'm underage. I can't do that. I can only get drunk on Coca-Cola. I just have some
I've got some
Coca-Cola.
bourbon in the pantry.
Yeah, I understand it was a joke. I'm basically trying to play along. I'm not really all that serious. People already probably know that. When I'm serious, then there is something seriously wrong. I'm Yeah, Dr. McCoy, you are correct. Someone is commenting that we should stop drinking. Liam, you're ruining your life. Are you?
But
Oh yeah, you are.
wine.
Yes, wine. But still. But yeah, I
Okay, I'm
understood
gonna
your
call it a night,
joke.
guys. It's 2 a.m.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go
Yeah,
to
good
bed.
night then.
Okay. Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, that's the plan. As to how well it works out, God knows, but we'll see. I'll catch you
Well,
later.
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, totally. It was awesome having you here.
Yeah, I feel special.
User disconnected from your channel.
Nice. But yes, so what were we talking about again? We talked about the weekly the summaries, basically the articles,
Yeah.
and
The weekly summaries will now be posted under a Gaming on Linux user. If anyone has any suggestions for anything different to do in the end of week and end of month review, rather than just a culmination of all the articles together, that would be good.
yeah,
Something that might be, I'm not sure how helpful it is, but what might be handy is, I don't know. It's probably because it's user submitted. It's probably not that handy, but articles don't seem to interlink that much. Might be handy for some new users. Like
What do you mean?
How Veronik does it. In his articles, he usually links to previous articles he's made about games, like he's coming to Linux and shit.
well, let's
Yeah.
Laravel basically he links back to basically anything. If I'm hopefully I'm not going to sound too basically make too hopefully I'm not going to be too harsh, but seriously, Laravel basically links back to anything. If his article even mentions some word that is somehow related to an article he has written about something, then he's probably going to link back to it.
I'm not
Seriously,
saying that it should be done as dramatically as he does it, because he does it to the extreme. Then again, he makes like 50 articles a day, it seems.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
basically
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
Understand why Michael Larabelle at Veronix does that. Obviously, he writes so much content that you pretty much get buried under it. Obviously, yeah, part of it is for advert clicks. That's understandable. I mean,
yeah, he
but,
has a huge
yeah,
problem
the
with
massive amount of articles that he writes. He does link back to it so that you know what the hell he's on about from even an hour ago when he's, already written another 10 articles. But it's fair enough.
Yeah,
I get
true.
why he does it.
Yeah, yeah, it's totally understandable, but it's still a bit
Point
silly.
being, for GOL itself, I'm not saying, of course, do it as crazy as he does it, but some articles I've seen, like, it could be handy, because this was like last month posted, and we're now getting a follow-up on that.
Yeah, we should totally
articles
have
like that.
some. Yeah, where it should happen, we should have more link back. Even I'm sort of. I sometimes refer to stuff that I have written in a previous article or an article someone else wrote, but I'm still sort of. I still don't really like making those linking back basically, but it should be done. It probably, if you do it in a manner that is not too excessive, then it's probably going to clear up a lot of things, and we should have some things, at least some guidelines or something to help people with that.
I've actually got a bit of an idea on this. How would people feel if, when you viewed an article, if below the actual article itself, it had a sort of related article links section?
That would be
Yeah.
a way to do it.
Yeah,
but
that
I don't really
sounds-
think that. I don't really think that having some links inside the text itself is a big problem. It's not like
Nah.
they block your view or prevent you from reading the stuff. You either click them or not.
True.
Those two are quite they're similar, but not the same. Related articles are related to what you're talking about, but if you're interlinking to other articles, it may not necessarily be about the same thing. It might be, for example, that you're linking to a game that has been published in Unigine, and you're linking to a new update that has enabled that game to be ported to Linux. There's something to give you more background about the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And that would not
yeah,
necessarily be related to that article.
And post
Okay,
links in the footer of the article, if that's what you mean, Liam, is going to make them less accessible.
Yeah, they are not
less
going to be that
noticeable.
visible. Yes, that's true.
Okay, sure. Well, what we can do then is we can have a chat in the editor's discussion and just make it sort of, I guess, some sort of rule where just link to the previous article about it then somehow within the actual text, maybe near the top of each article then.
And we should probably I've been thinking about this. We have seen a couple of these articles submitted that they lack something. They lack like the tags in the tagline and or something like that. So we should probably maybe add some more guidelines to the article submission page especially for users. If you are an you are an editor, you probably already know mostly what you are doing. But when you are basically a newbie, then it's the article editor might seem a bit, it might seem like a lot at first glance. So we should maybe have it already has some guidelines in the top part of the article editor, but maybe we should take a look at those and maybe enhance them a bit so that it would make the article submission process as clear as possible. Because it might deter some of those absolute newbies from writing articles that are not up to the quality of our standards. But we should make the process as easy as possible, especially now that we are basically we are relying on other people submitting stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay, if anyone in the Twitch chat or anyone here in the TeamSpeak does have any suggestions on any changes I can make to the submitting an article process, obviously speak your mind, speak up, let us know how we can make it easier for you.
Yeah, basically we are already numbed by the overall layout of the article editor because we already know how it works. We already know the quirks. We basically know how it works, but we might not know how a newbie basically understands the whole thing. So it's really important, especially now that we get frequent feedback from the community about our systems, like the article submission thingy, because if it's too difficult or the info there isn't clear enough, then something needs to be fixed. But especially one thing that I have seen happening a lot is that articles are missing tags, and of course it's not a huge job adding those in because it's a really simple thing. Usually articles are related to just a thing that maybe has a couple of tags in it, but
I think probably two things we can do straight away to make submitting articles easier is to remove the tags and also to remove the tagline area, so that if someone's submitting an article they only have to focus on the title and the content, and when people review it they just pop tags in, copy a bit of text into the tagline, done.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. It's not really a huge thing to basically create tagline and add some tags in it. Basically the tagline usually works basically like this. We take the first paragraph of the article and that's basically the tagline. So
yeah, that's pretty much what I did with my articles that I wrote anyway. I
basically used your guideline.
First line of the article for the tagline. So I think if we remove the tagline and the tag section from the submit article area, it's already then, 2 times easier to actually write an article for us.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
that would streamline the
life better.
process a lot.
Okay, sure. Well, I'll start that straight away then.
Yeah. If you want to work on that, then go ahead. Oh yeah, and templates. Templates would probably be a nice thing to have if we can implement those. Especially those GOL casts, they basically follow the same routine every time. First there's the introduction paragraph that it is basically used as the tagline. Usually it has some odd humor in it or something like that. And then there is a paragraph or two about the game, what the game is all about and where it's from, who has made it, who has ported it. And then there is the video, and then there are just a couple of paragraphs. Well, these days there are tons of paragraphs, because suddenly I have had this inspiration to write longer and longer articles. So there are maybe like 4 or 5 paragraphs about my thoughts and basically the review process. And then there are, the Steam embedded Steam thingy, and maybe links to Humble or GOG. So templates would be a nice idea for things like that, but it's not high priority. We can get around without it quite easily. So yes, is there anything else? Sorry, I'm kinda hyper at this point.
I don't know if I could have. We could have a talk about the forums.
Oh
if you
yes,
want.
forums.
I got some points on that.
Is there any need? Or do we have them?
We have forums actually.
And they are used. There are. There's even that one screenshot thing, or actually we have like 3 screenshot threads that are still active, and
Yeah.
usually it's just Hamish who's submitting stuff there, but it's still active, so I don't see the need to take it down yet. It's not
No,
really all
that's
that
kind of what
active, but it's still
That's
used.
kind of what I'm talking about, because with the forums is pretty much gaming discussions, random chats, and website bug fixes. Not a lot of places to post other things. Forums, at least not clearly.
Yeah, it's I think the forums have maybe too many different categories, and Hamish is quite well, he's quite precise about that. When I started using the website more, and when I became an editor, I submitted a screenshot of Fallout 3 because I had managed to basically configure that thing to work in Wine, and seriously, trust me, it's a nightmare to make it work with Wine. But yeah, I posted a screenshot in there, and apparently I had posted that screenshot to the wrong thread, as that thread was basically meant for native games only. So yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my well, not my point, but there should be at least one more. I feel like there should be at least one more category or something.
Well, there's the random
get more
chat
talk
or
going.
something like that, which should basically have everything that isn't really fitting in any of the other categories. But there's a question in the chat that has popped up a couple of times, but I haven't had the time to actually address this. So what do we think about Wine and emulator articles like DOSBox, and I guess Scum is also a emulator of some sort. It's maybe it's not really an edit or an emulator. It's probably something else, but it's probably in the same area of things.
Let the one guy say
Wine
you
is
call
not
it emulator.
an emulator.
Well, yeah, but I said wine and emulator, and when I talked about the emulators, I talked about DOSBox and ScumVM. Separately,
joke.
wine is not an emulator, I know.
These
yeah-
articles, I mean, the ones about wine are going to be frowned upon. That's for sure.
Just indicate it's wine. Just clearly state it's wine, and it should be fine.
Yeah, we have the wine tag for it, so it's not like
Well,
people don't know what it's about. Of course, there are
to be honest,
some people.
don't read the tags.
Yeah, that's true. But I think having some wine articles is okay, but we should definitely have less of the wine and more of the native, because the native is
Definitely.
our agenda is basically we support native games, native ports, and we don't really. Of course, we don't. I guess we are okay with playing games in wine and stuff like that, but we don't want to support that too much because we want to have this image that we accept. Basically we favor native games because we want native games, obviously. And if we start to do too much wine stuff, then maybe devs might start to think that it's okay to not port games to Linux or do wine wrappers basically every time they make a new game. So yeah, some wine articles might be a good thing to do, and we already have who's doing those almost monthly wine.
That's Subcast that does those.
Yes, Subcast.
it's
Yes,
me.
indeed. But yeah, things like that are okay, and it might be good to have maybe a little more of the wine, but not too much. It should be a reasonable amount of wine. And I'm not sure how DOSBox and and things like that fit the scheme, because
With things like DOSBox and emulation, things like that, I'm perfectly fine with articles about that, setting it up, getting games running and stuff. Wine is different because wine is obviously not emulation. We want obviously native games, but emulators are meant for different systems.
Yeah, of course, they're emulators like DOSBox. They don't have that effect where basically a game developer would want to use that thing to basically bring a port of their game, because nobody is coding games for DOS anymore. So there is no harm in doing that. But the thing is, there are a lot of DOS related websites, and we are a Linux related website. So I'm not sure how much DOSBox we would want to have on our website, so that it
We're
would.
still gaming on Linux,
Yeah,
so any form
Yeah,
of gaming.
of course, of
Falls under that
course.
category.
It does. It does. But yeah, I guess we could have some. And one thing that I have been thinking about is something like retro games on Linux, but basically I was more focusing on the retro Linux games. But maybe we should, if someone wants to do retro gaming on Linux using DOS boxes and those NES emulators or whatnot, then yeah, sure, I'm okay with that. But let's not have too much of that either.
I may have accidentally just put a test post on Gaming on Linux homepage and quickly removed it. So if anyone saw that, ignore that.
Excellent. Yes, we are professionals. Professional journalism right here.
I know what I'm doing, really.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Just, I completely forgot I put a thing into the submit article area that if you're an admin, it automatically posts it. Whoops.
Right, I saw that.
Which
Which is actually kind of weird. But
I
anyhow.
might actually just remove that ability.
Yeah, that sounds like a smart plan.
GOG Corner on GOL, old games that have been ported to Linux. That's one thing that we should probably discuss a bit more, because we are starting to see more of those DOS-boxed games pop up, especially on GOG. And today I think we saw like 3 Sid Meier games pop up on Steam even, and those are no doubt going to use DOSBox. So it's a thing that should probably be discussed at some point.
I should probably note that it is under half hour after we started. Not sure how long you want to continue.
I'm probably gonna go for like 30 minutes more unless we completely run out of stuff to talk about. But yes, I think we have probably answered most of the questions related to the current situation at GOL. So that's cleared up, I hope. Now it's mostly...
Yeah, so the things to take away from this chat then is basically GamingOnLinux.com is healthy. I'm still in the background. Samzai is, I guess you could call him me in training right now.
Well, I guess so. Basically, I'm sort of doing the sort of management stuff at the moment, and I'm
face back on.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be the guy that basically does all the public relation stuff like social media, and maybe, you know, maybe I'll be the guy who represents our website as a whole. I think like on the website's you know, forum and on the article comments, but I think that's basically it. I won't be replacing Liam you know, by writing articles, because that's never going to happen. I have this sort of a perfectionist feel. Basically, I try to be perfect, and I absolutely hate it when I make mistakes, and that's basically why if I write articles, it's gonna be slow, because I need to check it again and again and again. So that's why, you know, news posts are not going to happen too fast if I write them. But yes, I am basically starting to do more of the, I guess, management and community management stuff. So yeah, basically the chat has summarized the thing quite well. Basically a different frontman and same goodness, hopefully. Yeah, basically any editors can act on GOL's behalf, but I'm basically the guy who is going to be basically responsible.
Pretty much if you have an email address from GamingOnLinux, you could easily talk for them.
Sorry, say that again, I didn't catch that.
Well, pretty much if you can email from the GamingOnLinux domain, you could pretty much talk for them. For us.
Yeah, Liam is probably going to handle all the relations to like game devs, because I'm not sure if I can basically re-establishing new communications with different, you know, game devs and stuff. That would probably be a bit, maybe too much.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm still chatting to obviously developers behind the scenes, but anyone who is classed as an editor on GamingOnLinux can feel free to seek out obviously game developers and act on GamingOnLinux behalf. Just remember to be polite to developers.
Yeah, and Months, now that you mentioned it, yes, any editor can seriously act on GOL's behalf on the GOL, you know, comments and forum posts and stuff like that. But what I mean by that is I'm basically the guy who's gonna take the blame if something goes wrong. If someone acts like a douche towards another guy who's basically, if that guy who acts like a douche towards another guy is an editor, then I'm probably the guy who is gonna try to take the responsibility and basically try to manage that thing.
Have the final say in the matter.
Yes.
Where
But it doesn't mean that I'm going to police what people say in the comments and in the forums, because that's not what we want to do. We are an open community, and if you are an editor, you still have your freedom of speech. It's not that. But basically I'm gonna be, at least I'm gonna try to be the front man while Liam is doing the, you know, background stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where GOL goes now that we have all this community stuff happening. We might have to eventually organize new systems to help basically manage all the community submissions things and stuff like that, so that we won't get many different copies of the same piece of news, for example. So far the IRC channel probably does the job quite well. And why am I playing with scissors? I'm probably gonna hurt myself eventually. I'm gonna have to put these away. We don't support self-mutilation on GOL. Not by accident or
on purpose.
Yeah.
No, I
okay,
have
this
screwdrivers laying here.
This isn't going too well. Now I have a knife. Okay, I'm just gonna.
That's going the wrong way, Samsai. It's going
Yes.
the wrong way.
Okay, now I'm not going to. Okay, I'm gonna take the Coca-Cola bottle and play around with that. At least it's a round object, so I won't hurt myself. Usually when I live stream, I have a game that I play, and that usually keeps me busy. But when I do discussion stuff like that, then I need to have something on my hands, basically, to mess around with. And it just happens that I have a lot of scissors and knives on my desk.
I think this is going the wrong way.
Yes.
To steer it back on topic, two things. I may have just broken the submitted articles area, so what?
on the official
I know,
page.
I know what, yeah, I know what I'm doing, really. And I've just got another update from the designer for the new design. I'm just going to take a quick peek at that, and then I will link it in the chat for everyone to see.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Of course, the only way to upload to develop on a website is to do it on the live website.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I haven't figured out how to get the HT access to work on my local install yet, and it's really annoying me.
There's a new guy on the IRC I just noticed. His name is KDGGOL. Not sure if troll or a supporter.
Decent enough. Also, 105 people in RC. Ooh.
What?
I'm busy.
105 people. Nice.
Well, 2 bots, but who cares?
Yeah, we are breaking some records on the IRC. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up, unless you want to chat even more. Maybe we will find some more topics to talk about. So far we have been just rambling about random stuff mostly. And of course we addressed some of the issues. Oh yeah, and KDGGOL is actually watching us live. Interesting.
I think we've run out of things to talk about at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna go and fix what I broke.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, considering you did it on the main website. I guess we could take this random question that isn't related to the current topic in any way, but have we guys tested the CS:GO on Linux? I haven't. I haven't had the time. I have been too busy playing Borderlands 2 and
I played a few bot matches, and it works fairly well. I haven't run into any problems so far. Not even right after the launch, when people were having some problems with locales. So I guess I'm lucky. But yeah, I didn't have much time to play it either. With the release of Shovel Knight, I'm just completely sunk
Oh
in
yeah,
the
that game. Yeah, I'm
It's
basically
amazing.
I'm stalking my Steam wishlist to see when it's on sale so I can pick it up, because I have seen some gameplay footage of it, and though I'm not well, I'm sort of a retro gamer, but I never owned an NES or anything like that. But it still looks awesome, and I'm sure I would enjoy it if I had it. So I'm basically just waiting for it to get on sale. And well, there are going to be the Steam sales eventually, so I might pick it up then. But
Yeah, winter sales should be up
yeah,
in a few weeks.
Well, few weeks maybe. Bit. Maybe it's
Wow,
yeah.
knowing Steam.
Well, yeah, Steam does what Steam does. True.
I've also been playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition on Linux. I'm fairly sure a lot of people wait it to be released fully on Linux. And so far, I haven't met any game-breaking bugs, although there is one small bug that kind of renders the world map a little bit wrong, with some pixels missing, let's say it that way. But besides that, just usual Baldur's Gate bugs that are available on any platform you run it.
Yeah.
So it's fairly safe to say that you're willing to risk it, because I haven't completed it yet. It is fairly safe to buy the game.
Yeah, it's available sort of, so I guess it's acceptable to get it now. It's probably gonna count as a Linux sale anyway, so it's not too risky to get it right now. But I haven't tried it at all myself. I'm getting bombarded with a bunch of early access titles that I should cover, but some of them don't even work right now. So I'm basically GOL cast-wise, I'm in a situation where I can either skip some stuff in the to-do list, or I have to basically play games that are not really finished. It's interesting, but yeah, mostly I've been messing around in Wasteland 2 and Borderlands 2 for the past couple of weeks. Seriously fun games, both of them. But now that we are basically just starting to ramble about games we've played, I think it's fairly good to end it right about now.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but there isn't really anything to discuss at the moment. If you have questions, just jump onto the IRC channel and ask away. I'm there, like, from, like, time zones again. But yeah, I'm there quite often, unless you are an Australian, because Australian times usually clash with Finnish times quite badly. So I might not be there if you are an Australian, but I am there quite often, so you can probably find me there and ask away. I am quite willing to answer any questions that you might have regarding the current situation, or if you need help with article submissions, or basically anything from video editing to programming, then I'm there to help. I won't guarantee that I have the necessary information, but I'm willing to help you.
Probably
yeah.
all there.
Yeah.
We're all there to help, entertain.
Yeah, we are a helpful community. Yeah, I should really use UTC, but I can't. I can't even remember what time it is in UTC. I basically just find it out when I need to, set up a live stream or something like that. Then I usually check what, the
Oh,
necessary
I know
UTC. Yeah, what time the event is gonna happen in UTC. But yeah, I'm probably gonna use UTC for the events or anything like that. But I can't. Basically, I would have to do some basic arithmetic to find out what time I'm. Yeah, what times I am on the IRC in UTC, and I'm too tired to think about basic math like things like 3 minus 3.
Hard. It's hard.
It's hard. I'm studying mathematics, so I'm basically just calculating letters right now. So I don't even understand numbers anymore. Yeah, I know there are tools to
Plus-
convert time, but yeah, it's
We can talk.
yeah.
It's
Just
a
go
good,
ahead.
I think it's a good time to end the stream at this point. We're just rambling about letters and numbers.
Yeah, true.
And
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think the people are here for that. If you want to talk to us, hit us up on IRC, hit us up on Twitter, Facebooks, all the things. We're everywhere.
Well, I'm not on the Facebooks because I still I still don't have access to that. But I'm on the GOL Google Plus. I'm there like once a week, and now I'm on the Twitter for like 24/7. So you can contact me on Twitter, and the IRC is also a place where you should probably go if you want to ask about things. But yeah, I think that's it for this live stream. It has been fun. We had an interesting discussion here. Thank you, Piratel, Subcast, Vaughn, for joining me on the TeamSpeak, and yeah, it has been
Thanks for
fun.
tuning in.
Yeah, we will think about the whole weekly live stream thing when that's relevant. I might actually do the first weekly live stream on next Friday. It's always, if we are going to do it, it's gonna happen on Fridays. So if you like this sort of thing, except with more gameplay in it, then reserve some time from UTC. What is it? Was it
If
like?
you want to know when it starts, you can just follow the channel. It's on the left bottom on the screen.
Yes, you can do that, and you will get an email when the live stream starts. And we will probably have articles up on GOL every time we have this sort of thing. I might have to rethink if this becomes a weekly thing, then we might have to reconsider having articles up every time we go live. But for now we
We'll
are
think about that when it comes.
yeah we for now we are probably gonna have articles up in in advance, so that you can basically I'm messing up right now. So you know when the thing is gonna start and when to be there. But yeah, it has been fun, and I'm going to turn the stream off for now. So thank you for joining us, and we will see in the videos and in the live streams that are gonna go up on the during this week and the next week. So yeah, see you then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.